You guys like the first one so much? We're doing another one. This is the second episode of Wisconsin Accents coming your way. How's it going, guys? My name is Jared, and this is Wisco Style, where we talk all about the culture here in Wisconsin. So if you're new, consider subscribing. Before we get started, quick merch plug. We got t-shirts, so if you want one, go pick them up. There's a description in the link. There's a description in the link below. That doesn't make any sense. There's a link in the description below. There we go. Let's try that. Today's topic, as you may have guessed, Wisconsin accents. Let's go. The first thing we're going to discuss is something that people have everywhere. But for some reason in Wisconsin, we do it a little bit differently. We're going to talk about these things. Now, I have been informed that these are called stoplights. However, that's only half the story, because you don't just stop at stoplights. You also go. So in Wisconsin, naturally, we call it a stop and go light. Stop and go lights. So yeah, stop and go lights. Not just for stopping, also for going. Next thing I'm going to talk about is something I like to refer to as the no component. The funny thing is, no is actually a question. For example, hey, you going to watch the Packer game tonight or no? By the way, the answer to that question should always be yes. Hey, did you finish your chores yet or no? So it's just something additional that you add at the end of your question. Now this next one isn't really an accent per se, but it's something everybody in Wisconsin does. Let's say you're at the grocery store and you're walking down the aisle and you walk around the corner at the same time somebody else comes around from the other aisle and you almost run into each other. I can guarantee you the first thing that comes out of either one of their mouths is, oh, sorry, followed by, yeah, I'm just gonna sneak past you here, or, excuse me, as you kind of like sneak past them, as if you were gonna do any sneaking as you almost ran them over. Now this next one, I'm not sure if it's a Wisconsin thing, but I know that I say it all the time. And all of my friends and people get confused every time that I say it. So a lot of my friends go snowmobiling up in the UP, which for you non-Wisconsin folk means Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And I often refer to snowmobiles as sleds, as do the rest of my friends. So whenever they talk about going snowmobiling for the weekend, they come back and they say they went out sledding. And people who don't know what we're talking about think we went to the park and on tubes and went down hills. So then I have to stop and explain what it actually means. So let me know if you guys call snowmobile sleds too. I'm kind of interested to know if that's a Wisconsin thing or not. Comments below, hit them up. Now we're gonna talk about the phrase uff-da. Now being from Wisconsin, the entire phrase uff-da is kind of more Minnesotan. At least that's what I think. Here, it's a little bit more condensed into a single word instead of a hyphenated word, and there's no A at the end of it. So it's more just like a oofed instead of an uff-da, and I say that a lot. And it's usually used in this context. So I went to the Quick Trip to pick up some Busch lattes, and they were completely out. Oofed. You try the Pig? They got a pretty decent liquor section. So yeah, uff-da, or oofed instead. So that's going to do it for episode 2. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you haven't watched the first accent episode, I'll link it in the card up here, and you can go check it out. And be sure to do so, as there are a lot of other great things that are only said here in Wisconsin. Again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Join forces.